Day is it? I think everyone's confused.
It's Wednesday. I know. I'm thinking it's Thursday. Of course, Thanksgiving is on Thursday. Harlem Globetrotter in the house.
And it's me.
We have Donte Hammer Harrison. Thank you so much for coming. Can I do it even with my really long nail?
Ooh. So nice.
Then she'll have to.
No, you know what? Fine. We'll just leave
Put it on your elbow. I don't know.
Ruin my day, Donte.
It feels like a Friday.
But that's
to me,
okay.
Gabby.
It does, doesn't it? But we're 2 days away. And plus, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone who luckily has a day off today.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tomorrow too. Today it's so windy.
Yes, man. I got out my hotel and it hit me so hard. I was about to call a timeout. I was like,
because Donte, you're joining us from Tampa. That's your home base before you go on tour here. But you have a show in Rosemont on December 28th.
Yeah.
How exciting is it to be back in the city, getting ready, anticipating the new tour coming up?
I mean, we're always excited when we come to the Chicago area, especially playing in Rosemont at the Allstate. But I'm even more excited that this is going to be our centennial year with the Harlem Globetrotters. We're celebrating our 100th year tour, and and not only that, we have 2 games. We're going to be playing at 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock on December 28th at the Allstate.
Okay, so if someone hasn't seen you guys play or perform, what can people expect from the Harlem Globetrotters? And also, maybe they have seen you. What's going to be different this year for the special celebration?
Yeah, well, if you come see the Harlem Globetrotters out here, they're going to be in good hands, like Allstate. But I had to throw that in there. But yeah, we bring something new to the game of basketball. We're innovators of the game. We have 4-point shots, but this year, like I said, we're celebrating our 100th year. So we have a whole lot of new stuff. We have parades going through the crowds. We have moments where we honor our legends of the game, like Curly Neal, Meadowlark Lemon, you know, the fun people that people always remember with the Globetrotters.
It's so fun. And the shows, I feel like, are chaotic to us. Maybe you guys are so used to it, you know, but like you're doing these tricks, even beforehand, like even the spinning the finger, like the ball on the finger is crazy to me. But, you know, how special it is to know that you're a part of something that's been, you know, around for so long, gets people still so excited after 100 years. I was telling you, even my dad wanted to be a Harlem Globetrotter when he was a kid. I was like, that's so cute. But it must be so special. Yeah,
I mean, it's such an honor. And for me, it's more than basketball. You know, we're ambassadors of goodwill, so we also get a chance to go out into the community. So I'll be visiting a Helping Hands program a little later, playing with the kids, telling them a piece of my story and, you know, how I overcame adversity and stuff like that. And just to tell them believe in themselves and they can be anything they want if they put their mind to it.
Can we talk about your story? Because you have been a Harlem Globetrotter for how many years? 15, 17?
17 years.
17 years, that's amazing. Okay, so how is your
only 20? That's crazy.
It's been amazing. I've been around the Harlem Globetrotters for 17% of their existence, and it's been great. I've been to 70 countries all around the world, but it wasn't always easy for me. I had a little bit of adversity growing up. When I was 11 years old, I had an accident where I broke both of my legs, and it kind of stripped me from my confidence. So, you know, joining the Globetrotters, being a part of this historic brand really, you know, put me in a different light and gave me the confidence I need to go out there and impact our communities.
That's so awesome.
Thank you.
You hear Harlem Globetrotters and saying 70 different countries. It truly clicks then. You guys are literally trotting the globe.
Yes.
You must have some crazy stories. Give us
absolutely.
One, Donte.
Absolutely. You know, the Globetrotters have been to over 124 countries all around the world, and, you know, one of my favorite places to visit, like we were just talking about, is Australia. The fans out there are pretty cool, but we're excited to come here. What's special about Chicago is that this is the birthplace of the Harlem Globetrotters. So, you know, when we come back home, we always give the fans a great show.
Wait, can you give us a little bit of a history lesson? Because how did I not know that?
I didn't know that either.
Yes. The Harlem Globetrotters originated right here in Chicago, Illinois, by a guy named Abe Saperstein back in 1926. Back when African Americans wasn't allowed to play in the NBA and other leagues, he formed a group of African American players, and they went on. They had their first game a couple months later, and the rest is history.
Wow.
You know, the Globetrotters are the team that introduced basketball to the world.
Wow.
So what is the experience like if someone, you know, joins the team? Is it competitive? How many guys do you have on the team? Because obviously you stay for years and years and years. So
I mean,
are there spots that open?
Competitive.
Yeah.
You know, I played college basketball basketball at Hampton University.
Okay.
That's where they saw my talents. They gave me a tryout, and I made the team. And I wasn't even like good with tricks and stuff like that. I kind of learned as I got on the team and became a veteran myself. I had a lot of people teach me the tricks of the trade and stuff like that. And yeah, the rest is history.
Like just look at this. Look at the video. I mean, it's just insane, some of the stuff that you guys can do. Just dunking like that.
Absolutely. I mean, our greatest trick is bringing families together. Like, we give fans a unique experience, especially during the holidays, right? So it don't matter if you're 3 or 93, we have something for everybody.
So you are traveling, meeting families, meeting kiddos. Is there a personality aspect to this? Not only just your talent, which you guys all
look, they're me doing the worm. That's me.
You?
Yeah, you see that worm?
Yeah. Okay, but like the person, do you guys all get along? Are you all best friends? And then like also, when you go through the process of getting on the team, do they have to interview you and make sure you're a good fit?
Well, there's always 3 qualities we look for to be a good Harlem Globetrotter. First, you got to be a good basketball player, a good athlete, you know. Second, you got to be an entertainer. You know, fans, they come to our game, they expect to be entertained, and that's what we do, you know, from dancing to music to crowd engagement. We're the only basketball team in the world that engages with our audience. So if our fans is not having a good time, you know, we're not. And then last but not least, you have to be a good person. You know, we're ambassadors of goodwill. We have a lot of kids and role models that look up to us, and we just love always giving back.
Okay, I think it's time for a trick.
Okay. Okay. You want to see something?
What's like a starter one? What's
a starter one?
I mean, maybe a dribble?
Yeah, no. All right, I'll give you an easy one. How about you just go around your chest, just like that?
Boy.
You want to try
Okay, they might get mad at me with the microphone, but we'll try it. See, here's
Don't
the thing,
let it
I
hit you
have
in the
no
face.
hand-eye coordination, so this is not...
You're a natural.
Oh,
It's in your blood.
there it is.
Good job.
That's it. Okay. What should I
pass.
try? Bounce it off my head? What should we do?
Yeah.
You kick it? What should I try?
I want you to go around the
do the
chest.
thing again?
Not so much. There you go.
Hold on.
Roll it to me. Roll it to me.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Ready? Ooh.
Good job. So what do you think about our new outfits?
I think they're darling. And
So
I
this
want
is
some.
our
10 out of 10.
Yes, this is our uniform of the century. They were designed by Jeff Hamilton, who's actually a leader in the design industry.
Oh,
So
very cool.
we're also bringing some new uniforms.
Do you guys have some goodies for people to buy? I'm sure you have some T-shirts and things if people want to come.
Yes, yeah, of course. You know, we always have the merch stand that people can go to during our games. And also what we're doing is we have a promo code where fans could go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com right now for tickets and put in the code GIVING, and they can get 40% off of their tickets.
Way.
Yes.
So are there lots of
Harlem
tickets
Globetrotters
available?
is always giving.
Lots of available tickets right
I'm
now?
not sure. I got to check.
Yeah, we'll have to check.
You know, I know
You
it
guys
sells
hurry
out
up.
fast because
Here
this
we
is
go.
something. Well, it's been around 100 years, and like you said, it's multi-generation. You know, so people know who the Harlem Globetrotters are, and especially we know everything cool comes out of Chicago. But that is so interesting
Not
to
the
know that
gymnastics.
it's not out
Yes.
of Harlem; it's out of Chicago. That's where it started.
Do you
Exactly.
take gymnastics classes to do this stuff?
No,
Like
not
backflips
me.
and
I can't flip. I can't flip.
okay.
See, I'm
What's
only
the
about
coolest
6'9".
trick?
You know what? I could actually show you.
Do
right
it,
here.
do it.
I can show you right here in the studio what I like to do. I like to put it right on the
No
knob.
way.
You never did that sitting down.
That was great. That was great.
How? I generally.
A lot of practice. A lot of practice.
Yeah.
See, my dad was a ball boy when he was like a little middle schooler, and
Okay.
that was his halftime show. Was
There you go.
That's why he wanted to be a Harlem Globetrotter.
Well, that's the great thing about the Globetrotters. We have something for everybody. We're like one of the most diverse teams that we have. We have international players. You know, we have women on our squad who's a great inspiration for all the little girls that come to the game. It's like an instant connection, just seeing their faces light up when, you know, you got players like Torch George going out there. She's an amazing athlete, shooting a 4-point shot. There she goes right there. There's TNT. It's just a very diverse group, and we have something for everybody.
Okay, so it's a game of basketball, but it's also lots of tricks and things. So how does...
And entertainment, yeah.
Do you guys have to plan it out beforehand, like when you're going to stop and do your flips and your tricks, or?
Well, it's an exhibition game, so, you know, typically what we like to do is got to get a comfortable lead before we start going into our trick play routines that we come up with. But, you know, it's an exhibition, and it's the game of the century. So I feel like this is going to be the best game ever, and we encourage everybody to come out.
Okay, you have 17 years under your belt. Who's like the veteran on the team? Who's been
I'm
the
the most
longest?
tenured.
You are?
Yes, you're
No
sitting with him.
way.
Yes.
You know what? It shows. Why do they call you the Hammer?
Why does it show? Because I look old, or?
No.
No, they call me Hammer
you're
because
so
I nail every
experienced.
dunk.
Oh, hey.
So are Are you one of the tallest guys on the team?
Yes. I'm kind of tied. There's another player who's around the same height as me.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder if that would be a
But I just put my hair up, and then
hey, there you go. Yeah.
That gives me about another 6
Well,
inches.
we did get the two most important things covered with Donte before he sat down. Was how tall are you? 7 or 6'9"?
I'm 6'9", but sometimes I identify as 6'7", just to sound a little
probably makes the kids go crazy. And then also what size foot you have, and it's size
15.
15.
Size 15.
A lot of online shopping, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm curious, because you said you guys do a lot of outreach. If there's a community program that thinks, man, if we had the Harlem Globetrotters come to our place, the kids would be thrilled. Where could they go to reach out to you guys to see if you could fit them in your tour?
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking for outreach programs like that. We encourage everybody to go to harlemglobetrotters.com and send us an email. We do many programs. We have character education programs where we teach kids how to build character. We have anti-bullying programs where we go to schools and, you know, teach them about that.
Nice.
And we do smile patrols where we visit hospitals for kids in need and just put a smile on their face, spin a ball on their finger, and just have fun. Bring them warm cookies. And,
oh, that's sweet.
Okay, being all over the world and, you know, tons of different cities too, how does Chicago fare when it comes to, you know, you guys performing there? Is the crowd loud? How do you want the crowd to react to some of your
you know, Chicago always bring the energy. You know, like I said, this is basically our home city. So every time we come here, we show out. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Oh,
my question is for the age groups. Is all ages welcome, obviously, but what age do you feel like these kids could actually sit and enjoy themselves?
Well, like I said, we range from 9 to 93. Like
9.
We have,
so 9's the sweet spot.
Exactly. They love it. You know, they come out. One of their favorite things is also Big G. You know, we have the mascot of the century that's going to be out there as well, and fans love him.
He was doing some pretty crazy
Dance
tricks.
moves.
He was like going on one hand, it looked like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's so fun. How often do you guys come to Chicago? So after
we come every year.
Okay,
yeah,
so
we come every year. We never miss. Yeah, we never miss Rosemont. We always come. But what's special is that we're coming like during the holiday season. So when all of your family is traveling here and you need something to do, and you want to be warm and get out of this wind, it's a little chilly outside. Come check out the Globetrotters.
Wow, that's so fun. All right, December 28th. This is just a couple days after Christmas. Maybe a great Christmas present. Do an event.
Allstate Arena. Yeah, an experience, right?
Yeah.
And we have 2 games, so they can come at 1 p.m. or 6 p.m.
Awesome. Okay, you know what, Donte Hammerhands, thank you so much, Harrison, for coming in.
You're not
leaving,
your time, right? You're gonna.
If you don't want me to, I can help with the weather. I know the weather right now.
Can I just, you know what? Can I just try dribbling?
Right.
I need to make my dad proud a little bit. Okay, Dad?
Let's see.
He always said, put your head up. Put your head up. Okay. See?
Good job.
That's all I got.
Does it need some air in there, or are we doing good?
You know what? Yeah, maybe that's why I didn't do so well, is because you try to sabotage it a little bit, maybe less air. Okay,
no,
guys.
We always got tricks.
We got to get the Hammer ready for a show, so we'll be right back after this break. getting a little salty in here.
10:15, welcome back. So one of Chicago's best concert and event spaces is hosting its own holiday market this Sunday, just in time for some Christmas shopping. The Salt Shed is helping you connect with local businesses to get a head start on your holiday shopping and shop local. I gotta say, skip Friday and then come here on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, Mary McKean, she's the alternative programming at the Salt Shed. Thank you for joining us. And who is this behind us?
This is our lovely mascot, Little Salty.
Little Salty. Oh, he's cute.
Yeah, he's
retro.
An interesting move.
Yeah, he doesn't speak, so I'll be speaking for him.
Darling.
Yeah, we found him, you know, when we arrived at the Salt Shed, he was there, so.
Wait, really?
Well, that's his origin story.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, came in on a barge and came from the mountains of salt.
And you adopted him. I love it.
Adopted him,
Yeah.
All right.
You guys are so inclusive here. Wow.
Let's talk about this market that's coming up this weekend.
Yeah, well, speaking of inclusive, it is free, so like a great activity to do with the family, get out of the house after the holidays, and go be with people. And I love it because I think it's 50 plus small businesses, all from Chicago. We have jewelers, ceramics, original art, and right now where things are so expensive, it's so nice to me to like see where your dollar's going, and it's going directly to these small businesses, which I think is so lovely and such a lovely way to like do something special for the holidays. Yeah, I'm really excited. Some of my favorite vendors are there because I get to plan our markets. So
oh yeah,
yeah. So you're pretty much a curator too.
Yeah.
You know, and I love this. I get it. Like, you know, some of the event organizers, they have to make money, so it goes on and on. But it's nice to have something that's free, and then know that, okay, there's not as much pressure to find something there because you're not already paying to go in, especially during times like this, right?
Right.
What are some of your favorites that are there? You have like 2 of them maybe that are really catching your eye?
I do. Well, I have many, but I'll tell you at least 3. One, Jamila Goods. She's a ceramicist. Beautiful, beautiful pottery. I think her style is something in Japanese culture where they like build and mold beautiful colors. I would absolutely check out her Instagram and get there early to get some of her things. Tiny Opal Vintage is one of my favorite vintage dealers. They've been with us since the beginning. And then my other favorite, and this is like my holiday hack, we have Good Ambler joining us, which is a part of our Salt Shed family. Chef Meg Gallus makes amazing chocolates right here in Fulton Market. And it's great because they do packages of these small chocolates, which I love. I buy in bulk, and then, you know, in the holidays when you're like running to a party or someone gives you a gift and you need something, one of those and a bottle of wine makes such a beautiful gift. Yeah, I like to have them in stock. So she did sell out last year, so I will say, if you want some of her chocolates, get there early.
Okay, so speaking of different vendors that you have, do you have stuff for kiddos too? So all ages, or is this more geared towards the adults?
Yeah, well, what's great about the Salt Shed, and maybe people haven't been with us before, and this is a great opportunity to come. This will be family friendly. We're going to have a coloring station where you can like relax and have things for the kids. Southwest Airlines is popping up a photo booth so you can get some family photos for free. But what's also lovely is there are other businesses on our property that we've been opening over the years. And this past March we opened Allstate Electric, which is an incredible arcade. Salty loves it. He's a big ski baller.
Oh yeah,
he's really into ski ball.
Okay.
And pinball. We have like an insane amount of pinball machines. But yeah, I was just there with my friend and her 2-year-old, and it was even great then because he was just like enamored with the lights and the sound.
Oh, so cute.
Great way to kill an afternoon when it's cold with the kids. So there's way more to do at the Salt Shed than just see a show.
You know, and honestly, I don't think a lot of, I mean, maybe a lot of people know that, but in my circle, I just kind of found out that there was a lot of things there.
Yeah.
So any time of the week, honestly, for the most part, you guys have still offerings there for people.
Yeah. Allstate Electric is open almost every day. Goose Island has their brew pub there, which they keep me fed, really, working at the Salt Shed. And they have an incredible brunch, like an insane brunch. So my perfect day this Sunday would be go there for brunch, do a little shopping, work off the brunch, go play some skee ball, and really hit it all. We also have retailers there. We have Umbrella Vintage, has been with us forever. Fret 12, which is a music shop, so it makes perfect sense. They're actually going to do a show in their store on Sunday at 3 p.m., so there will be live music there as well. We'll have DJs on stage too, so there will be like music and vibes and just a good time to come, have a cocktail, walk around, do some shopping.
That's what I was going to ask is, do they have sips? Like, could you get a drink, a beverage, and then walk around?
And we'll have coffee and hot cocoa. But yes, you can absolutely get a beverage. I love our like cocktails. I'm I love a good like Paloma walk around.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah, like, tequila sounds good too.
Warm up with the drink.
Exactly. Especially after the snow we're getting on Saturday.
Right.
So, okay, 50 plus vendors, you said, right? How long should people plan on being there for? An hour, a couple hours, afternoon?
I would at least, well, with the other offerings, I would a lot over an hour at least. If you want to get a good look in all the vendors, you know, peruse, take your time. I like my go-to is to do a quick lap and then go back and revisit the ones that, you know, really called to me. So,
is this the first year that you guys are doing the holiday market?
No, this is actually our 4th year. Our first year we did it before this shed was finished. We did it outside, which was an adventure, but we had a great time nonetheless. And some of those vendors who really rallied with us that first cold winter outside are back now, and this one's inside, of course, so you will be plenty warm while you're hanging out.
Why does the Salt Shed want to have that community engagement?
Yeah, well, that's really my role, is bringing events like this, because I think, especially just as a Chicagoan, that Morton Salt building, for me, I've lived in Wicker Park for over 15 years, and it's how I know to exit for home. Like, that's my exit. It's iconic to the skyline. When we were building this space, we were meeting people with, you know, the Salt Girl tattoos. It's so, you know, symbiotic with Chicago, and I think for us, it's important that people get to enjoy that space regardless. And a concert ticket shouldn't be a barrier to entry. We want to have other opportunities for people to come and enjoy it and be a part of that. And I think it's really important right now too, while we're looking for these third spaces and community, to have those offerings there. And I'm excited because we do other things year round. I was just here with one of your colleagues talking about our move at the shed that happened in September. We'll be back next September, which is like yoga and meditation, as Salty knows. Salty's very into wellness.
Yeah, he's
kind of a rock star, so he does
his yogi mood.
He does, yeah. He's very multifaceted. And then I'm excited too. In February we have our film festival, which this is our 3rd annual Crying at the Shed. It's emotional storytelling. We always do it around Valentine's Day, so it's like, if you're not in a relationship, it's great, you can come cry. If you are in a relationship, it's great, you can come cry. I'm really excited about this year's offerings, and we're closing out on Valentine's Day this year. That'll be the 12th through the 13th. It's gonna be really fun.
That's so funny. So you literally go there and it's kind of like an emotional pour out almost?
Yeah, I mean, we've always done, our first year we did Eternal Sunshine in the Spotless Mind, which is just one of my favorite movies, but it's a heart-wrenching love story. And so, yeah, we really are drawn to it. Last year we kind of did coming of age stories, which was really nice. We had Boyhood and Big Fish, which, like, just talking about the synopsis of Big Fish makes me cry. So yeah, it's fun. And you know, I was sitting there our first year with 2 of my male colleagues, and it was like a beautiful moment. I looked at each side and they're both tearing up, and I was like, this is what we wanted.
Got the boys.
Okay, so my question is kind of out of right field. If you don't know the answer, don't feel pressured. It's just random, and that's how my brain goes. What is the history of the Salt Shed? Like, how did it start? What did it used to do? What did it used to be?
Oh yeah, that's I love that question.
Okay.
Because I'm fascinated by history.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you know, one of our partners, Craig, he's really the developer. He saw this vision, and he loves to take old buildings. He worked, our partners, Craig and Bruce, worked on Thalia Hall as well, and they restored that building to its like original glory as a theater. And yeah, when they saw this Salt Shed, I mean, just to look at a warehouse and be like, this would make an amazing music venue, I think takes a lot of vision. But we are only the 2nd occupants of the Salt Shed.
No way.
Yeah, so it was built in 1929 by the same architects that did the Wrigley Building, Merchandise Mart. You know, this incredible architecture firm built it. Salty was there, he's built into it. And
Salty.
You know, it's wonderful because we have the original floors, the original walls. Like, even if you're in the Salt Shed, one of my favorite things is on the main floor bar where the concert space is, there's all this graffiti, and that was just from the years that the building was abandoned, that people had come in and tagged, and we just left it. And it looked so cool and intentional, but that was like,
so it used to make salt, literally made salt. People would go work there every day. And
well, that's it. Our first Crying at the Shed, I remember I was sitting there watching Paris, Texas, beautiful movie, and just looking at this building. I was like, this just used to be mountains of salt. They would, the salt would come down the barge on the Chicago River, where he came from, off the barge, and take the conveyor belt, which is actually kind of like our entry to the fairgrounds. We left that structure as well. It would go all the way in and drop through the roofs. And in our lobby, you can see an archival photo from Morton Salt of these giant mountains, and if you look really closely, you can see some like men working at the top and the ceiling. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. So the building used to be just literally filled with salt.
It was truly a salt shed, 2 of them, and then where the former one stood is now our outdoor venue where the fairgrounds are, and you can see kind of the truss behind the stage is still there too.
Oh, I've heard that concerts are just so amazing there. But also events like this. No, I haven't, which is crazy.
Come by Sunday.
I heard that even if like maybe tickets are sold out to the concert, you could go over to Goose Island. You can hear some of it, right? Ish?
Yeah, you can. I'm sure if you sit on the patio, you can hear. And then my other favorite trick is like, we have an amazing rooftop bar we opened last summer called 3 Top Lounge. It is a part of the concert space for the outdoor shows, but if you don't have a ticket to an indoor space, that is free and open to the public. You can come up to the cocktail lounge, enjoy a cocktail, and while you might not be in the venue, you're right there.
You kind of are.
You're kind of there. You're getting the vibes, you know?
Wow. Okay, so knowing the history, then Salty, you're an old man.
He's an old soul, yeah.
You're
1929, getting up there.
It's so fun. Okay, so it was
you look great, Salty.
Yeah.
Literally the salt shed. It was left abandoned for a couple of years, and you guys, your founders purchased it and made it into this concert venue.
Yeah.
Okay. So, here we go. Look at that.
That is. Wow.
I don't know where you got that from, but that's exactly what I was talking about.
It's our wizards in the background.
Wild.
Isn't it wild?
The exterior, you said, you know, you drive by and you can see the Morton on the side, so that was original to the building.
Yeah, well, we did replace the roof because, it was in need of replacement, but we kept the name up there. I mean, again, it's iconic, so like, I think people would have been upset if we took that away.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really cool. Actually, our plumber, when we were building out, you know, they're digging in and laying down all these pipes. He discovered tunnels underneath, and underneath the salt shed, I mean, they're closed up now, but it was packed with salt still. So there's still underneath the building. Yeah.
So Salty, you have a lot of relatives that might still be down there.
They might be buried down there.
Crazy.
I love that. That stuff is so interesting to me.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Okay, back to the event. I just want to ask one more question about it, because I know that you're the curator, and there might be some people watching who either might have started a little shop, you know, are getting into creating, you know, whether it be pottery or, you know, earrings, something like that. What's the process to get into a show like this and display their product?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. We do have an email that they can reach out to on our website. It's vendors@saltshed, and I usually look through that and kind of, honestly, I just make a mailing list and send it out to people who apply, and then they can apply online with us, and then we go through and go through the processes there and just kind of, I try to find, you know, things that are different or interesting. This year, I'm working with a vendor I have yet to meet, but I thought her stuff looked really cool, which she makes decorative pillows, one of a kind, which I just think is so cool. I'm sure, Salty loves that too.
Is there like a salt song that
we can play in the background?
Actually, he has kind of like a coming out video when he's at the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and this is a newer costume from him.
Wow.
And I can't fully be aware, but I think it was the same one who made Benny the Bull, which I've been wanting Salty and Benny the Bull to have a dance
collab.
Or I was going dance off, or a collab. Yeah, we're calling it out right here, right now.
All right.
He's like, I got
summer.
Where should people follow you guys? Social media to see what's coming up.
Yes, Saltshed Chicago is our handle on social media. Also, our website, saltshedchicago.com. I love our newsletter.
I think that's like,
come on over.
Come on, take a load off.
I think our newsletter is a great way to keep up with us. You're always going to find out about what's going on, and probably first. Yeah, and you know, I get to do I always joke I get to do all the fun stuff because I get to do all of our non-concert events. So hopefully we'll see you either at one of those or at a concert. You know, I'm really excited for Dijon's coming. I don't know if anyone's a Dijon fan.
What is that?
Oh, he's an incredible artist. Salty's a fan of Dijon. Yeah, he'll be playing SNL the night before he plays 2 shows with us. And then this person I think you'll definitely recognize, December 20th. There are still tickets to this one. We have DJ Diesel, which Salty is so excited about. DJ Diesel is actually Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal is a DJ. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that. He's really fun.
He's really good. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's really good. He's played Lollapalooza before. Shaq has.
Okay.
Yeah, he has. Actually, I saw him at Lollapalooza, which is kind of crazy.
He'll be back December 20th. It'll be like a good night out. I mean, if you're getting together with your friends before the holidays, like a reunion of sorts, I think that would be like the best night. And then New Year's Eve, we have a really fun, it's called Gimme Gimme Disco. So it'll be like a party. Salty will also be there for that.
Salty, before you do this dance battle with Benny, I need you to get a couple more dance moves because you're doing a lot of this. And is that like a salt?
I like when he does his salt shake. He does a little,
Oh, okay. Salty.
He's got a nice little shimmy there. I don't want him.
I know I don't want him to fall off the
but he's there. There you go.
Okay. All right.
Now he's showing us his dexterity.
Okay. There you go. All right.
Okay. Well, Mr. Salty,
on you, buddy.
Mary McKean, good luck at your event this weekend.
Thank you.
Fun.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you at the Salt Shed soon.
All right. Well, coming up, we are talking about emergencies in the dentistry.
It always
with the
seems to
littles.
happen during a holiday. So.
Yes, and what you should do.
Salty has a tooth we should look at.
Salty does have a
Salty,
tooth.
we'll get you some free dental work while you're here.
Perfect.
Yep, there you go.
All right. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Chicago Now.
Yes.
We have a very special guest who comes often on the program.
That's right. This is Dr. Mira Albert. She's a pediatric dentist and owner at Brush Pediatric Dentistry, and we are talking dental emergencies, which, knock on all of the wood, I haven't had to deal with.
There's no wood over here.
But these kiddos, I tell you what, the way they try to just hurt themselves, teeth getting knocked out, maybe cracked. When do you go to the dentist? When do you not? Is it an emergency? Are we okay? So let's get into it. First of all, what kind of dental emergencies are you seeing as of late?
Okay, so it's crazy, right? Like the dentist is off, turkey bowl's on, cousins show up. And it's tooth emergencies occur. So it never rarely happens like Murphy's Law, rarely happens like during the day, right? So, you know, typically when I get called with a dental emergency, the very first thing I want to know is when did it happen, how did it happen, who was there, all the questions. But I also want to know, did anything medical happen, right? If they're getting hit in their teeth, there's a chance that they also got a head injury. So we want to make sure that there's no medical emergency that occurred. So we ask, did your child pass out? And if they did, we want to go right to the emergency room room first to have a full neurological assessment to make sure everything's okay on that front and that the child didn't sustain a concussion. Once we sort of rule that out, then we have a couple questions to kind of triage, like, is this something that we need to take care of like right away, or is this something that can wait until the dental office opens on the next business day? The good news is most things can wait, but there are a few that are really time sensitive. So what I really think through is it a baby tooth or is it a permanent tooth? Right? Was the tooth completely knocked out or severely displaced? Is it chipped? How bad is the chip? And then is your child in like excruciating pain for some reason? Those are kind of the questions that we ask. When we think of dental emergencies, a true dental emergency that is very time sensitive and really important to go over is when a child knocks out a full permanent tooth. And it's different if it's a baby tooth. If it's a full permanent tooth, it's really important that we handle this in under 60 minutes. So this is a true emergency. Yes.
Wait, so like, okay, if they get knocked out, we're going to the dentist instead of to the emergency room?
Well, it kind of depends. You'll have to, you know, call your dentist, make sure that they can meet you. If they can't meet you, you're going to want to go to an emergency room, but you want to make sure that there's a dentist on call at that emergency room, and specifically a pediatric dentist if the tooth is knocked out.
But why? Because of infection?
No, because the root of the tooth is covered with these cells that we need to keep vital, and the best way to keep them vital is to reinsert the tooth right back into the socket. I know, it's gross. This is what happens.
Wait, mom and dad are supposed to do this?
Yeah.
Don't stick it in milk.
If you're too queasy to put it back in the socket, you can of course transport it in milk or transport it in the cheek if you're not worried about your child swallowing it until you get to a dentist who can reinsert it, or a nurse or a doctor that could reinsert it.
That's great information. I didn't know you're supposed to do that.
It's really important, and when we get the tooth reinserted in under 60 minutes, studies show that we have good success at keeping the tooth. If it's longer than 60 minutes, that success rate goes down, and it's such a bummer to lose a front tooth. So we really want to get that tooth reimplanted in the socket. Right, so let's say this happens, knocks out a permanent tooth. Oh my gosh, find the tooth first.
What if the root gets broken inside the gums?
Good question. That's kind of a different injury. That's more of a significant injury where then we're probably going to lose the tooth.
Okay,
if the tooth is broken off.
Okay, so we lose the tooth, full tooth on the ground.
Full tooth on the ground. You want to pick it up, look at it, pick it up by the crown though, not by the root, because remember we have those cells that want to get vital. And I know it's hard to think through this, but you want to look at it as long as it's, you know, you don't have to like clean it off really.
Oh, no?
You just want to put it back in the socket. If it's really dirty and you do need to clean it off, rinse it with milk, okay? And then reinsert it into the socket, and it really doesn't even matter the orientation. The dentist will turn it around. You do have to get to the dentist right away though, because we have to splint it and stabilize the tooth, but we want to get, again, the root into the socket as quickly as possible.
So like, will the emergency room kind of do that, especially if they have an on-call dentist? Then yes, like once you go there and there is a little bit of head injury, but you still got to take care of both things. So they'll also be able to do somewhat that.
Right. If there's a head injury, they're not worried about the tooth. They're worried about the head, right? But hopefully, if you go to an emergency room, they're well trained enough to get that tooth reimplanted as soon as possible. But that's kind of the most time-sensitive dental emergency, and we see it all the time. I mean, we just had one last week in our office.
No way.
We did, yeah. So, I mean, we do see it frequently, so I like parents to know, like, get it in the socket if you can. Now, if it's a baby tooth, do not put it back in the socket. Strict rule, never put them back in the socket. That's a big no-no for a couple of reasons. One, it's not gonna live. And two, you might damage the permanent tooth, which is underneath the baby tooth already developing. So you leave that out, but you also want to make sure that you find it, right? Because sometimes kids knock a tooth out and they swallow it or choke on it, so make sure you can locate it. And if you can't locate it, you want to head to the emergency room. You might have to get a chest x-ray or belly x-ray to see where is this tooth. Did they swallow it? Did they not swallow it? So you want to make sure you can get all the fragments, okay? So that's kind of knocked out tooth, one of the more serious.
Is it bad if they swallow it?
Well, if they swallow it, usually then the instruction is just to kind of watch it pass through.
Okay.
But if they choke on it, that's more, like if it's in the lungs, that's more serious than the lung after it. So, and that can happen.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Stop. Okay, so you mentioned it kind of in your explanation, but quickly. So you would be able to, if you did everything right, you know, kept it in the socket, you know, is maybe a teenager, they're able to just like carry it around. They're able to just put that front tooth back in at some point.
Yeah, and we have good success actually. There needs to be some treatments, like I said, and some follow-ups pretty immediately that need to occur, but we do have good success with teeth that are reimplanted within an hour. So permanent teeth that are reimplanted within an hour.
Okay, what if they're cracked?
Okay, so cracked and chipped teeth, kind of depends on how significantly. Minor chips and cracks, you can definitely like try to wait until, you know, the next business day. If it's into the nerve, we have to figure out like how much pain are they in? Can we get through the weekend? Do they need to see a root canal specialist? So that you're definitely gonna want to call your pediatric dentist and go over the injury with them, and they're really gonna guide you. This is why it's so important to establish a dental home by age 1, like I always say when I come on the show. First birthday, board certified pediatric dentist. This is the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry recommendation, because you don't want the first visit to be an emergency. And then if the tooth is cracked, try to find the fragment, because again, pediatric dentists are wizards at reattaching the natural tooth. It's amazing. If you can find the fragment, just keep it kind of moist, and then we can typically reattach the fragment. The other thing though is sometimes when we have these injuries and we fracture a tooth, we get soft tissue injuries too, so lip lacerations and contusions. Sometimes the fragment goes into the lip, so we have to look for it there sometimes, which is kind of crazy, but it happens. And those injuries need to be managed as well with like saltwater rinses, like I said, sometimes suturing. The soft tissues tend to heal up very quickly in children, so you know, a couple days they're looking a lot better. And then of course there's displaced teeth as well, so they don't totally knock them out, they don't chip them, but they like knock them out of place, kind of like a shoulder injury. So there we want to reposition the tooth. So you want to talk with the dentist again, call your dentist, and they'll guide you through next steps of how to reposition the tooth. And then, you know, we really want to talk about prevention, right? Like, so the idea is like, we don't want these injuries to occur, and sometimes they just happen, but there are a lot of things that we can do to prevent them, right?
Okay.
So toddler age, kind of where you're sitting and
Head first off the couch.
Yes, head first off the couch, in and out of the bathtub, running around with socks on. Some of the most serious injuries are like, let's turn off the lights and play Ghosts in the Graveyard in the basement, boom, collisions, right? Yeah, so
everything.
Like, kind of trying to limit that stuff, watching them on the jungle gyms, being there to make sure they're not falling and that kind of thing. So just common sense things, not always going to be avoidable.
Literally, he could be walking between my legs on the sidewalk, and I have my arms out like this, and somehow he will head plant into the ground.
I know, and it's always the teeth. It's like, use your hands, not your teeth.
Oh my gosh.
And then anything on wheels, you know, getting on uneven sidewalks, that's another dangerous one. So being careful with that. But a lot of injuries occur during sports, right? And everybody thinks hockey and football, right? But in high school and in grade school, they have this protective equipment. It's actually basketball, baseball, field hockey. They're the biggest.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Yes. My own son, 3 dental traumas, like during his little basketball career.
And you're watching, you're like, I got it, I'm coming. My mom's here.
My husband played hockey for 20 years, and luckily, knock on wood, you know, never got a tooth out or anything like that. But yeah, because they have the helmets.
They have all the gear, but when they're younger, you know, hockey injuries occur after hockey practice when they go out on the ice and they're not wearing their stuff. But that's when I've seen hockey injuries. So you definitely want to encourage use of a mouth guard. So I brought a couple. There's, you know, 3 or 4 different types. There's these stock guards that you put over, like you can put over braces. You know, they don't fit you very well. They're a little harder to breathe. This one has like a little bit of a breathing hole in front of it. The football players think these are really cool. They come in bright colors. They can breathe a little bit. Again, it's a stock, so it's not custom. There's kind of an in-between, the one over there. That's a boil and bite, so you warm it up and shape it to the teeth. Cool. It's pretty good. And then the final one is one that you can get custom from your dentist, and that fits like perfectly like a glove, and the soft tissue is really comfortable, really breathable. The issue is they're more expensive, and I mean, if your kids are anything like my kids, you go through them like 2 and 3 a season. They get kind of gross.
Okay.
So you have to replace them often. But mouth guards are huge. I wish we could make them cool in sports like basketball and baseball, where we see so many
it's
traumas,
hard.
It's just not.
I've got a question. So my kids, I just take them to the dentist that I go to, and they're so sweet. They're not a pediatric dentist, though. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, It is okay. I think the distinction is that as pediatric specialists, we spend an extra 2 or 3 years training to see children, and we're so much more aware of sort of all the issues surrounding children. And we also have all the tips and tricks to get kids to cooperate. And God forbid if they need treatment, we have our team is so skilled at calming kids down and talking them through tough procedures, because it's not always a walk through the park when you're getting dental treatment done. We have all kinds of different things that we use. And then growth and development, baby teeth are different than permanent teeth. So there are some things that we might choose to do differently than an adult dentist. And I'm married to an adult dentist, and he's like,
no way! You're a dental couple?
We're a dental couple.
Did you guys go to dental school together?
We did not. Actually, game week, it's like Michigan versus Ohio State. He went to Ohio State, I went to Michigan. So I'm just
so blue.
So and I know my son is watching right now.
Split household. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I think in the situation where you have a dental emergency, super important to just stay calm and not panic, even though it can be really scary. Again, reach out to your pediatric dentist. They're going to be able to guide you and help you and talk you through what to do. American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry has this awesome website, which I've mentioned before, mychildrensteeth.org. Great resources there that can guide you through a lot of these situations. Our website at Brush for Kids, www.brushforkids.com, is another wonderful resource where you can get all kinds of information.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Dr. Mira Albert, thank you so much for coming, because yes, we know that these things don't typically happen during the 9 to 5 work week, right? They're going to happen, unfortunately, probably on holidays or on the weekend or such.
Do you have an emergency line? Is that?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
Okay.
And we always have a doctor on call 24/7.
Okay.
We do, and we call back. And I would say 9.5 times out of 10, it's just about, talking parents through it. This is okay. We can see your child on Monday. But, if we get a tooth knocked out, I'm leaving my family and heading into the office.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah, and it happens. I mean, last year it happened. I mean, my husband and I sat down. It was a Friday night. Our kids were out with their friends, and we sat down and we were like, oh my goodness, like, should we have some dinner? Should we go out? And then the emergency line goes
No
on.
way.
It was a knocked out tooth.
No way.
Never mind.
But you know what? Like, when you can do that, you change somebody's life. Right?
Yeah.
When you can put a tooth back in like 30 minutes.
And that parent is going to be just melting
Doctor,
for you.
unfortunately, you probably can't fix this.
Oh gosh,
Dumb and Dumber.
No, but yeah.
But good luck to him.
Merry Christmas, maybe, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh man, well, thank you for this. Yeah, this was such good information. Stick the tooth back in the socket, Mom and Dad.
If it's permanent.
If it's permanent,
yeah.
If it's a baby tooth, don't do it. Dads could do it. Let's go.
For a while.
There's a tooth on the ground. The dad's like, "Come here, kid."
Yeah.
Right back in the socket.
Oh, Doctor, we appreciate you always coming.
Thank you. It's good to be here
Happy
again.
holidays to you.
The best.
All right, we'll be right back with more after this break. show. We're just telling Natalie about all that we discovered about
the tooth back in. Yeah, she didn't know. I didn't know.
Crazy.
So interesting.
So that is Olive's dentist.
Oh.
And she, I think, also came in and told us about the Switch Witch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that right? Yes. And how worked like a charm at my house.
And
after
remind me again, it's
Thanksgiving, or
the
after
Halloween candy?
Yes. So the Switch Witch comes, Gabby, if you put your Halloween candy out and takes it and replaces it with a toy.
Oh, okay. So if I do that tonight, then the Switch Witch will...
Yes.
Wait, does the witch
Toy.
put the candy in like Mom and Dad's nightstand drawer?
The candy disappears, Caitlin. It may or may not reappear at Fox 32 the next morning.
Oh. Oh.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So anyway.
I think I ate more of my kids' candy than they did actually this year.
Yeah. My
You
husband.
guys are those
kids.
parents. Nice. Very nice.
Anyways.
You came with a new friend at Brookfield Zoo.
Yes, so this is an animal ambassador initially, and they're also going to be on display. They're called tamanduas. Have you ever heard of a tamandua?
No.
Are they pandas?
No.
They sound like pandas.
Pandas,
Sounds like
though,
an insect.
pandas can only come from China, and so we have to have an agreement with China to get them here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kate.
But tamanduas, actually, you can see them in Central and South America, and they're kind of like little anteaters. So,
Oh, cute.
take a look. We're learning about here at Brookfield Zoo, Chicago. She's not an anteater. She's obviously not a skunk. Standing next to me is President and CEO of the zoo, Dr. Mike. He's going to be feeding her some worms. What exactly is this?
So, also known as a lesser anteater. So, the relative of the giant anteater that we've had here at the zoo for many years. We've had these tamanduas in our care for some time now, but they're not an animal that we have a habitat for. So, they're one that we use for kind of these up-close ambassador type of encounters. But we're really excited that this winter we're going to be opening up a new space within Hamel Family Play Zoo to have these wonderful animals on habitat where our guests can enjoy them all the time.
They are so unique, and she's so super cute. Where can you find them in the wild, and what do they typically eat?
So Central and South America, and they're entirely insectivorous. So they eat bugs, 9,000 ants a day, huge amounts of insects. And you can see they've got this super long tongue that comes out and goes out of their mouth, and that's what they use to put down in the anthill or down in the termite ground to pull the bugs out.
Okay, so a couple interesting facts. They are super stinky.
They do smell. They've got an odor to them.
I don't smell anything now, but
she's not that she's not got that much odor on her right now. Yeah, but they definitely have a very distinct smell. But just a really fascinating animal.
And they don't have teeth, and so the gnashing of the food happens in their stomach.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and then she's maybe going to come over here because we have some worms that we've put out. Now I say we, I did not put the worms out. Clear on that. That are over here. So she's, can I pet her?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, very coarse hair.
Yeah.
Almost like a pig. Kind of?
Oh, yeah, I'll give you that one. A little bit. Just
Okay,
kind of,
like a little,
coarse hair like a pig. Yeah.
Okay, and now are they in the wild? Are they endangered at all?
It depends on the area of their range. So there are areas where their populations are declining, but in general, fairly stable populations in the wild.
What I love about the Hamel Family Play area is that when it's crisp outside like today, you can come on inside and there's lots for kids to do.
It is. It's a wonderful indoor space throughout the winter. So if you've not been out here to the zoo with your kids, that is a wonderful wintertime activity.
All right, come check her out here. Carrie, right?
Yes.
The Tamandua?
Yes.
Tamandua.
Tamandua.
The Tamandua at Brookfield Zoo, Chicago.
You have so many friends at Brookfield.
I know.
So many furry, scaly
things I've never seen or heard of before.
Yeah.
So a couple other interesting things. I mentioned that they're stinkier, 4 times stinkier than skunks.
Did you smell it?
I did, because I pet it. It was kind of had like wiry kind of fur.
Yeah.
But then I smelled my hand, as one would do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't stinky. And so I guess it just like a skunk, they spray kind of to mark their territory.
Yeah.
And then get this. So I was telling you earlier that they're present in Central and South America. Some Amazonian tribes use them for pest control. So they have them in their homes to kind of get rid of the termites and the other bugs.
Just like a cat sometimes takes care of the mice.
Yes.
Back in the day.
I feel like they would have a difficult time seeing with their eyes like that, like on both sides of their head, you know?
That's a good point. They spend most of their time in trees. I don't know if that makes a difference. And then they've got what they call a prehensile tail, which allows it to grip things. So it can kind of like hold its body weight with the tail there and help itself balance.
Interesting.
You know what else is a very stinky creature that you wouldn't expect
What?
to be? Foxes.
Really?
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah. We went out to like an animal where they help them. What am I trying to think?
A sanctuary?
Yeah,
Sanctuary. And we were outside and I was like, do you guys have a skunk out here? I smell your skunk. It was so strong, this smell.
Interesting.
And they're like, no, it's the fox.
Was it like a soury smell?
Just like
was
a skunk. Like turned up a notch, like dial 100 skunk smell, and it was a fox.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's a mating thing.
Could be.
I don't know.
We once had a male cat that liked to mark its territory, and so that was like my mom's worst nightmare at our house, but we won't get into that.
Wait, what's coming up next for Brookfield?
Are you sure?
What creature are you going to go visit next time?
I can't remember what's next week.
That's okay.
One of my something that I'm really excited about, though, two things actually, within the next couple weeks, and I'm not quite sure if it's next week, but they have new tiger or leopard cubs.
Oh
Guys,
my goodness,
they are
Natalie.
4 months old and they are so cute.
Oh no.
My gosh.
So I'm excited about that. And then also, I was just working on our year-end Brookfield Zoo Chicago special. So we're going to have a 30-minute special. I'm hand-picking some of my favorite segments for you guys, and we'll play that during the holiday season.
The axolotl has to be on there, right?
It is on there.
Yes,
I picked it for you.
popular.
Did you know that you could have an axolotl in your house, like as a pet?
No.
You're not supposed to.
Oh.
I don't know if it's illegal.
Oh,
but
what?
It's
Really?
like part of the exotic pet trade, yes. Because
So
I don't know
take
how
back
much
your
that-
order,
They're
Caitlin.
fresh water, right?
They're only found in one lake, Lake Xochimilco in Mexico. That is the only place in the world where they are found. And so they're I guess you could say an endangered species.
Whoa.
Yes, isn't that
I don't know who
amazing?
told me that you can have it as a pet then. Maybe they're in a different state where it's legal.
I don't know if it's illegal, but I just know it's frowned upon because they're endangered. So there you have
The more you know.
Where would you even purchase?
Natalie, did you ever think at this point in your life that you'd have so much animal knowledge
No.
under your belt?
I love it. It's so fun.
It is so cool. I mean, not every day can you say, what, leopards, baby leopards, you said?
Yes.
That you get to cuddle baby leopards.
I didn't get to cuddle them, Gabby.
Oh.
No, they would have scratched my eyes out.
Oh, it's
I
worth it.
From a distance, yeah.
Snuggle that little baby. I would try. Can I hold that little one? Okay, I think, do we have time to do the trenders or are we going to commercial?
We can do one. Let's do this Olaf robot just quickly.
Okay.
It's so cute.
All right.
Disneyland Paris is testing out a new type of technology. I know that your girls are like crazy about Frozen, right?
Oh, yeah.
AI-powered Olaf robot walks around the park. So Disney's Imagineers used AI to teach Olaf how to walk through areas of the park through deep reinforcement learning, which basically works like a simulation. He practices thousands of hours of walking through the park in the simulation, and now he can fully articulate with his mouth, eyes, and removable carrot nose and arms. Isn't that cute? So he's actually walking around. It's not actually someone in costume. It's like a little robot that goes around.
And it's Olaf, which couldn't be cuter.
Right?
It's kind of like the little Star Wars.
Stop. Oh, there he is. Is that him?
that.
No way.
Or is this just Disney on Ice or something? I don't know.
Wait, we had a video of him just a second ago.
He walked off screen. He's like, I'm done with this. So,
Oh, there he
is. Oh, he's so happy. Yep, he's gonna go hug his friends.
Oh, I want one of those.
Although he looks a little confused, I will say. Oh, no, that's part of the
my
gig.
goodness, no way. All right, who's controlling this behind the scenes?
He's AI. He controls himself.
AI.
And then here in 10 years, we're gonna have millions of robot Olafs taking over the world.
He's so cute, and he takes off his nose. This is so fun.
It is so real looking.
That's actually our Jake Hamilton in a in a costume.
He's like, I am not in the
He's right off camera, sitting next to the Olaf. How cute.
Oh boy. Well,
Happy
speaking
almost
of-
Thanksgiving,
Yes,
everybody.
no kidding. We hope that you all have a good holiday. We will not have 10 and 11 o'clock hour tomorrow, but we'll be back next week. But we still have the 11 o'clock hour right now, so stay with us, and we'll be right back after this break.
People don't.
o'clock hour in Chicago now. We're joined now by the glamorous Jake.
Hey.
It's always good to see you.
Hey, I got a haircut.
You do look good.
Wow, I didn't say I look good. Wow.
But let me show you a picture. I was told when I was in Rosemont at Medina Shriners to show you this picture of these two.
Who told you this?
Young men.
Hey.
And they said, hey, to show this to Jake, it's two men in their, older years, and they have full heads of hair.
They do. They look good.
And they said, take a picture of us and say that Jake Hamilton can join our full.
I'd be honored. I would be honored.
And I said, I am going to take a picture.
Gentlemen, if you are watching, send me an invite. I am in. Those guys.
Club. I heard it's pretty exclusive and it's pretty expensive.
Well, because it's funny. We were talking yesterday, my girlfriend and I, about like what's going to happen with my hair. Blonde people don't go gray. Blonde people, like, I'll go white, right? Isn't that like it's?
I think so.
Yeah. So I'll never have the salt and pepper look because I don't have any salt.
It's okay.
But yeah. So
what's the white fox?
White fox, that's a thing. Sure. We'll see. We'll see. We got a lot of great stuff this hour.
Yes.
Your last hour was fantastic. Harlem Globetrotters.
The hour sometimes goes by just in a flash.
Oh, it's insane.
Harlem Globetrotters, and we had Donte on. He's 6'9".
Unreal. Same height as me.
Size 15 feet.
Same as me.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You guys are just
it's like looking in a mirror.
And the way that he does the spinning on his fingers.
Yeah, exactly right. My pristine athletic ability. Speaking of athletic ability, this sounds like it would be a great inspirational Disney sports movie.
Yeah, a local high school English teacher is about to make his pro boxing debut, and so he's going to be joining us here with the details, which is incredible. Plus, there's a new app that's helping younger people explore everything the city of Chicago has to offer. I have been waiting for an app like this.
I was going to say, why does it have to be just younger people, right? I feel like there's so many of us that could use this.
Fine. Well, maybe even 100 is young to you.
That's fair.
I don't know how you feel, Jake Hamilton.
I feel old.
In a box,
I stood up the other day and I heard every bone in my body. I was like crackling popcorn when I stood up out of a chair the other day.
You need to get that checked out.
I really do.
We got some
trending topics, and this is kind of perfect maybe for anyone watching who has some family staying over. So apparently there's a new Talker research survey that says if you're going to be staying at someone's house over the holidays, 5 days max. 5 days max. That you're overstaying your welcome at day 6. This comes from 2,000 Americans who were surveyed, and they said, and a third of those said they start dropping hints that it's time to leave after the 6th day. But even, listen, I'm sort of curious. Your mom was just here.
Yeah.
I'm of the belief, like, it depends on who it is, right? If my mom's here, if my dad's here, if my sister here,
that's out the door. That's different.
Yeah, move in for all I care. Stay as long as you want. I don't, oftentimes when they wrap up their trip, they always say, well, I guess you're happy to see us go. And I always go, no, like, stay, like, you are like immediate family, like, get a cot in the back if you want to.
Exactly.
I don't care. But I think to this point, like a friend staying 5 days feels like a lot. like props to everyone who was polled that lasted 5 days without.
No, I'm sorry, but that feels like a lot.
Yeah.
Time, even that.
And obviously it depends on, it
depends on how independent they are.
That's that's a great point.
Because if they're depending on you to set up all these activities or to show them out around the town for like a full 5 days, well, luckily we're going to have this app to make sure that we know we're informed. Hey, that's a good tease, right?
So this is interesting. It says, according to the research, because I guess it's always different.
Okay.
Kids can stay the longest with a grace period of 10 days. Parents are welcome for up to 8 days, but in-laws and other family members have a shorter limit of up to 5 days. You're close with your in-laws.
Yeah, very much.
I met them.
Yeah,
I met them. They're great.
And I actually lived with them for a while.
Yeah, I was about to say. So
we're cool.
If anything, you overstayed your welcome.
Yeah, I did overstay my welcome actually.
But no, it's always a case by case. I think it also depends on, like, are you living in a studio apartment in downtown Chicago? Then that's a little tight.
Again, it depends on what they have planned.
Yeah, but if you have like your own, I know a lot of people in Chicago have like a basement. If you have your own basement where, like, to your point, independence. And also I love when people have, I've got family who, especially by nature of having this job, we're always kind of working, But what I always love about my family is that they will straight up just get up and go.
Yep.
Like I'll get home and they'll be gone, and I'll text, where are you? Oh, we went to go have lunch here, or went to go check this out, or went to go do that, and I love that.
That's nice. Yeah, respecting your schedule too, because I have had a couple people actually who have come and they don't truly understand how early I wake up in the morning.
Sure.
We wake up in the morning, and so they're like, all right, why is Gabby checking out at 6 o'clock,
Right.
6 p.m.? Well, or else my whole entire week is
exactly.
ruined,
Well,
so
not even just that. I think sometimes people, you know, maybe they see us on air at 7 a.m. and in their mind they register 7 a.m. But it's not 7 a.m. It's a 3:45 alarm or a 2:45. What time does your alarm go off?
2:30.
Your alarm goes off at 2:30.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, what's that? Well,
okay,
you anchor early in the morning.
So 4:30.
I don't come in. Studies have found people are more accepting of me with a couple of cups of coffee. By the time I get on, people are a little bit more awake. I'm a lot at well, no, don't like God, don't get that started. I'm a lot at 4:30 in the morning.
Okay, so 5 days. I guess it's
5 days. That's giving.
For friends, get out of my house.
Yeah, well, it does say it says 22% of people would tell a guest outright to pack their bags. I don't know. I don't know if I would ever do that.
That would be crazy.
You would?
Oh. Valerie says that they
the folks behind the scenes maybe don't stay with them because they will tell you to get out. I mean, maybe you can start subtly, but I also can't imagine someone coming to stay with me where I don't know how long they're staying.
That's so
like I can't imagine someone just rolling in and me being like, so you guys going anytime, you know?
Yeah. I may or may not have some friends like that.
Oh, really? They'll just show up?
I love them though. Well, no, it's like, oh, we're staying for dinner? or nah. Yeah, anyway. Let's
so
talk about cranberry spiders.
When I come to visit you and Brendan, know when I'm leaving.
Yeah, just set a time.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Put on a timer, or I will.
Okay, so our producer, Mia, today, whenever I got in, one of the first questions she asked me was, do you know about the cranberry spiders? And I have heard, and the reason do you know why I've heard about have you heard about them?
Look. No.
So the reason I've heard about them is, have you seen those commercials for like cranberry juice where it shows the guys out in the water and they've got like the waders on and they're like surrounded by like the water with the cranberries and everything? And I saw someone say online, maybe it was Instagram or something, that's my dream, to wade off into the water with the cranberries. And instantly like 50 people commented, no, don't do it because of the spiders. Don't do it because of the spiders. Don't do it because of the spiders. If you don't know what we're talking about, apparently cranberries grown in big fields. When it's harvesting time, farmers, they flood the field and the cranberries that are ripe rise to the top. That's what you see in the commercials. And apparently wolf spiders also float with them. And apparently they're scary and really gross.
Oh.
And they like to find higher ground.
Wait, are they poisonous?
No. Why do we have pictures?
I think wolf spiders are poisonous.
Let's see.
You know what's funny though? Just like our rat conversation with
I remember
with Rosie's Pest Control. They look cute from far away. I'm not gonna lie. They are poisonous.
They are. And think about this. They like to find higher ground, and if you're wading out in the water, you're the higher ground.
That's absolutely terrifying. No, Mia's laughing.
This is interesting.
This actually is not funny, Mia, because if they're poisonous, that means that these cranberry pickers, they're putting their lives at risk.
But it says the spiders are used as a natural form of pest control. They're not intentionally placed there by farmers, but they're there naturally. It says it's allegedly impossible that the spiders would stay on the cranberries during the harvesting process. And in big capital letters on our note cards, it says, wash your cranberries. I've never bought cranberries.
No comment. No, you haven't. No. I've seen people online right now making candied cranberries, which are
that's interesting.
Yeah, I think they're essentially just like freezing them and then putting some powdered sugar and like other sweet stuff around it and making them a little crunchy.
Yeah.
You know what? That might be up my alley, though.
Are you cooking anything tomorrow?
Healthy. Yeah, I'm making some appetizers. I'm making those ham and cheese sliders. You know, those ones that are like a stick of butter on top of ham and cheese.
Love it.
Sweet rolls. Oh, it's so good. What else am I making? Just like a cheese dish too. We gotta watch the Lions game and then and then eat dinner too.
Yeah.
How about you?
We're neither of us are we're gonna see the family Christmas time.
Yeah.
I'm working tomorrow. Neither of us are big like traditional Thanksgiving food people. We're making homemade pizzas.
That's so funny, Jake, because I've done that before with my family.
Yeah.
And I do love that tradition.
Yeah, we're doing
going off the cuff and just
exactly. I mean, you know, especially because it's just gonna be the two of us, and then you know we're gonna make like cookies and pies and do some cider, watch some football. That's nice. There's a lot of you know movies and stuff this time of year I gotta watch.
Although I am excited to just load up tomorrow.
Exactly.
It is good to have all the fix in the
Well, yeah, for sure. Well, as long as when someone else is doing it. So yeah, I'm off Friday, so I'm actually looking forward to. I'll come in, work tomorrow morning, and then kind of have the rest of my day. And
there you go. Yeah. Perfect, Jake.
So this is kind of interesting, and I thought it was kind of interesting. I sent this out to the station yesterday.
Yeah, Trump's comments.
Yeah, because I am fascinated with the idea, because we forget sometimes. You know, oftentimes you don't talk about the President of the United States and movies kind of in the same sentence.
Or them being just like, you know, normal day-to-day people, any of like political figure or even like celebrity.
Exactly. But apparently, as it turns out, President Donald Trump is a fan of the Rush Hour series. If you're unfamiliar with the Rush Hour series, a popular action comedy series with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, very funny. The first two are just brilliantly funny. Third one exists. But there's been these rumors for a while that Rush Hour 4 was or was not going to happen, because it's been a while since Rush Hour 3. I think over a decade.
Like how long? Early 2000s?
No, maybe I think Rush Hour 3 came out in like 2007 or something like that. It's been over a decade, maybe closing in on 2. But apparently, President Trump has been urging the head of Paramount Pictures to make Rush Hour 4, which looks like it might be happening with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Yeah, there they are.
But here's also what's interesting. The director of the Rush Hour series is a guy named Brett Ratner.
Okay.
Who, shall we put it lightly, has kind of gotten, if you use this word or not, canceled by Hollywood, because he got wrapped up in some of the Me Too stuff and really hasn't been a part of Hollywood for a while.
Yeah.
Apparently, he is going to be directing Rush Hour 4, which surprised a lot of people, because a lot of people thought he was maybe kind of done in Hollywood. And a lot of people started asking, well, how is he back doing this series? Well, someone pointed out in a really interesting fashion that Brett Ratner recently directed a documentary about Melania Trump. So a lot of people are saying maybe this is all, like, maybe the Trumps are big Rush Hour fans, and because of some connections and a couple of phone calls, apparently we're getting the gang back together and we're getting Rush Hour 4 again.
I mean, they have the 4s up.
They've got the 4s up, and listen, I was thinking about this yesterday. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan are in the best negotiating position right now, because you've got the President of the United States asking for your movie. The studio, I mean, because these movies don't work without those two. It's not like you can recast them.
It's true.
So the studio has to go to them and say, hey, will you do this movie? I hope Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, I hope they get $30 million apiece for this, because they are in the absolute perfect position to negotiate. They can ask for anything they want, and I think they'll get it.
Is it too late to start my acting career?
You would be such a great actor.
No, they would have to stop it every 30 seconds and be like, Gabby, these are your lines.
You would be, that's what they have the word cut for.
That's a lot of money.
No, okay, I'm going to actually strong disagree with you. You go out live and you memorize just in so many facts, and you know the story. I know, because if you mess up, you can't stop and start over. You're live on the air. You got one shot. You got to know all of your, for lack of a better word, you have to know your lines, which is all the facts that you have to know whenever you're live out on a story. I would say, honestly, it is much more difficult to be a reporter out in the field covering hard news than it is to be an actor.
You're right. I'm going to take that to my negotiations.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, lead off with, and then Jake said, and then tell me how much that helps.
And
you
Jackie Chan's getting this much.
Yeah, because Jackie Chan's getting this much, here's how much I should get.
Can I tell you that last night I watched the John Candy documentary?
Oh, so good.
I cried like a baby.
Yeah, so
I know that's really random, but since we're on the topic of
it's actually kind of perfect, because arguably the all-time greatest Thanksgiving movie of all time, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, stars John Candy. And in fact, the line, the title
gives me so much anxiety.
Oh, it's so much. But the title of the documentary comes from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because it's called, it's called I Like Me?
Yep, it's called I Like Me.
Which, if you know Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you know, I Like Me.
So funny, but I can't watch it right before I go to bed, because I really get worked up.
Because I also, it's one of those things that, like, the older I get, because I get, Steve Martin is supposed to be the hyper, just the kind of the mean one, I guess. But the older and older I get, I'm like, I get it. I would also respond, you know.
Go through that whole spiel.
Yeah, those aren't pillows.
Anyway, we have much more to get to. We have some guests that are going to be in studio talking about that new city discovery app in Chicago. We'll have that right after this break.
This Wednesday.
Welcome back to Chicago Now. We have a very special guest with us. A local high school English teacher is getting ready for his first pro boxing match this Saturday. He's here in studio to tell us more about it. Brendan Lally, thank you for coming. And you teach over at Hyde Park Academy. First of all, what do you teach and how did you get into this pro boxing on the side?
So I teach English to freshmen and sophomores at the moment at Hyde Park Academy. How did I get into boxing?
Yeah.
I started about 5 years ago when I went to the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. I was a homesick college kid, maybe 2 hours away from everything that I knew, and so I needed something to do. I found the boxing club on my campus, and I discovered that it's hard to be homesick when you're getting out of the way of punches. So.
That's true. You're busy.
You know, boxing I feel like is one of those things that a lot of people think that they can do until, to your point, they get in the ring and have a couple of fists thrown at their face. Do you remember the first time that you sort of stepped in the ring, maybe you heard the bell and then you realized, oh, this is not to get,
sparring,
this
yeah.
is not, sparring or an actor in a movie. Like, this is legit. I could get hit.
Yeah, there's definitely that moment where you realize, punches are coming. And
do you remember the first time that you got hit in the face?
Yeah, of course I do. It was actually on my birthday.
No, Brendan.
Yep.
What a birthday present.
I know. It was my birthday, and my parents might be upset to hear this, but
it's just us talking.
Yeah,
it was
not there.
In a sparring session for that boxing club at U of I. My parents were coming down to see me later that day for brunch, and it was the morning, my birthday. They asked me if I had a mouthpiece and if I was feeling confident in my ability to spar. So I got in there and I gave it my best. I remember the craziest thing about it was that it didn't really hurt that bad. You've got the headgear on.
Sure.
The biggest thing was the smell of the leather.
What?
Oh, interesting.
It touches your face, yeah, and it's just a weird sensation.
See, those are the kind of details that's the difference between someone that's been in the ring and someone that has. I never would have thought that the smell would have been.
You'll never catch me there.
That stood.
But I can act tough, and the next time they say, "Oh, Gabby, have you fought? What was it like?" I'll say, "You know, the smell."
Oh, it was the smell.
Leather.
It was exactly. It was the smell.
Really got me.
It was the smell.
Okay, so you have a fight this Saturday. Tell us about it. Are you getting nervous, or you feel ready?
So I'm an English teacher, and in my freshman English class, we just read this book about a high school student who participates in basketball games. He throws up a lot before the games. I'm not saying I throw up, but he gets nervous and he throws up. He talks to his dad and his coach about this kind of habit he has, and his parents tell him that there's a difference between being nervous and being scared. They say that being nervous means you're excited to do it. So I will say, yes, of course I'm nervous. There's times when I'm absolutely nervous, but I'm not scared. I'm just excited to have the opportunity to do this amazing thing in the coolest way that I can.
Yeah, let's talk about the fight though. Like, where is it? When is it on Saturday? And do you know like who you're going to be fighting at all?
Oh yeah, of
Probably
course
yes.
I know who I'm going to be fighting. I'm going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao, the Hall of Fame boxer's son. You don't like him? I love him. Don't say that. His kid's going to beat me.
Don't say that.
Oh, no. Not beat me. He's going to beat me up because you said that. He's going to get a little extra...
we're rooting for you.
I'll toughen him up before he gets to you.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, it's going to be in California, in Temecula, Saturday. I think the card starts around 6 p.m.
Wow, congratulations. That's so cool.
How does this fight feel different than the other ones that you've done in your career?
So it should feel different, right? But that's the thing. I've just been staying calm and focusing on what I can work on. I feel like I've gotten into the best shape of my life, and it just feels like any other fight. It's with somebody who's fairly popular, and I know that there'll be a lot of noise in the ring, but I figure he's just a guy with 2 hands, 2 feet, just like me, and it'll just be me and him in there, no matter how many supporters he's got. So
hey, you got supporters too.
Yeah, us. We're your biggest fans now.
I got to be honest. Most of my boxing knowledge comes from Rocky.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, who is your Mickey?
My Mickey?
Yeah.
I've got a couple Mickeys. I've got I'm surrounded by living legends and people that I feel confident going to war for. I train and have trained in a lot of different places. I started at the University of Illinois with the Illini Boxing Club. There were some Mickeys there. The winter break that I came home after that, I met another Mickey at Knucklehead's Boxing Gym with the coach Marty Jakubowski, who actually set this fight up for me. I work with Huey Gao and all the people at Dark Horse Gym in Chinatown now. Those are some strong Mickeys. And recently I've been working with the
corner is going to be very crowded with all these Mickeys that you got.
This is probably the most important one for Saturday. Is the last Mickey is Eric Jakubowski, Marty's brother, who I've been working with on the weekends at Sam Colonna's gym in Dyer, Indiana. He's going to be there to support me and give me some pointers in the ring on Saturday.
Love that.
So, Brendan, tell us about your schedule. Okay, you're a teacher by day, then you're training for these fights. Like, how does your day-to-day work?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a double life.
Yeah.
I wake up and I bike the 8 miles to work, and then yeah, I figured that driving was too much of a waste, so I just went out, I bought a bike, and I've been
even like okay, we've got snow coming to Chicago. Like you'll even then.
Got to do what you got to do, and the infrastructure here is amazing, so they keep the path clean.
Wow. Tell me about the first time that you told your students about this. Like how does that even come up organically, or do you have to go, hey guys, by the way, here's what I do outside of class?
So like I said, it's been a bit of a double life. I've just been focusing on what I can and can control. It's only really come up this past week, so I've been training hard for the past 3 months, but just this week I had a news crew come in and film me getting ready for school, and so my freshman English class walked in the first period and they saw a camera on me, and that's when I had to start doing some explaining. I told them that, hey, I know that you know me from reading books and learning how to write essays, but this is what I do outside of school. I have a professional fight coming up, and that's why there's cameras here.
I feel like they, oh God, you know it. Could you imagine you see, because what, you guys are almost halfway through the year now. We're almost at winter break.
Yeah.
That you see your English teacher one way for months, and then you find out that he could kick all kinds of butt. And I feel like all of their perceptions, have they acted any differently? Because their perception of you has to have changed.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely getting excited about it. They tell me that, hey, if you lose, we're gonna go and jump the guy. They're but it's all jokes. They're just supportive of me. I've been so pleasantly surprised by how nice they've been to me once they found out about it. There's definitely a little bit of respect that comes with being a pro boxer, and I'm having fun reaping the rewards on that end.
I love that.
That is so cool. So do you feel like maybe now that the can of worms was opened at the school, would you be willing to, encourage other students? Are there a couple other students that you're like, hey, you know what, maybe you could also do a little bit of boxing and it'd help your development, right? Emotional development especially.
Yeah, so the thing about that is I feel like that's definitely an amazing opportunity to kind of open the door for like bigger life lessons. I wouldn't want any of these students to learn how to use their hands for violence and then use them for the wrong reasons, right? But I think that they definitely could benefit from having this exciting thing in front of them and use it as motivation to get somewhere and listen to somebody who wants to instill some wisdom in them.
You mentioned that the smell of the leather being the thing that stuck with you when you got hit. And I made the joke, but not really a joke, that my entire knowledge of boxing really comes from pop culture and how it's presented. What is the biggest maybe surprise, the thing that you weren't expecting when you kind of started doing this on the regular basis, that maybe you thought boxing was going to be one thing, but once you actually start doing it, you realize that is there anything that was different than what you thought it was going to be?
Well, to be honest with you, I love that question because, yes, I started boxing because I thought it was cool. It looked like a fight, and I thought, why not? Something I didn't expect, though, is that it's so much deeper than just beating each other up, right? I feel like with every sport, when you describe it in its simplest terms, it sounds silly, right? Like basketball, you're just getting a ball into a hoop. Hockey, you're just slapping a puck into a net. Boxing, you're just hitting each other in the face and body, right? But it goes so much deeper than that. I think everybody can find their own kind of value that comes out of boxing, and I definitely have. For me, it's this value in the fact that I know that I'm strong now. I'm able to have this confidence that I'm a capable person. And so I try to be a nice person to everybody that I can and try to use kindness to guide me in my life. And I love the duality of boxing, that boxing brings to my life, because now I know that I'm not just doing that because I need to. Like, I'm not being pushed into a corner where I need to be nice. It's an active choice that I make that I'm strong enough to do every day.
That's
you
a
know
great
what?
answer.
I wish everyone would learn that lesson. Yeah, that's
great answer.
Really great answer. I'm still curious about your schedule. So then you go to school, and then after school, you're just booked with training then. But what does it actually look like? And obviously, it's probably eating well too on top of the training, which is much easier said than done.
Yeah. So there's a little part in school too. I get 3 breaks, and so once I bike to school, I'll be on for 2 classes, and then I'll have 2 classes off to prepare for the rest of the day. So I'll get my preparation out of the way, and I'll eat my lunch and everything. And then this is something funny that I'll do. I'll move the desks in the back corner of my classroom to kind of form a bit of a ring, and then I'll get my shadow boxing in during the day so that I can always stay and use every chance I can to get prepared.
I told you this could be like a Disney movie. This could be like a Disney inspirational.
Cool.
Like, tell me that. Like, tell me you couldn't see like Mark Wahlberg cast as him and in his classroom kind of doing the.
Write the script.
I'm sold. I like this.
Okay. Well, what about your other 2 breaks?
Well, so just every break that I can, I'll do at least 4 rounds of shadow boxing for 3 minutes each. I'll do it away from the window because I know I'll look a little silly with my collared shirt and my dress pants on, shadow boxing. And then I'll just cool off. You know, I'll drink some water and get ready for my class. That's during school.
Brendan, I know you can't hear it right now. We're playing the Rocky theme.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
online?
Just to make it a little bit more real. We got to manifest.
Yeah, exactly right. Do you have a walkout song?
I do. For this fight, I'm walking out to Homecoming by Kanye West.
Oh, that is such a baller
wow.
song.
Okay, how did you choose what your walkout song was going to be?
I mean,
that's a big choice. You're setting the tone.
I know. It's on the aux in the car, and I just think this is so inspiring. And I'm from Chicago. I think it's the Chicago song.
Yeah.
So when I was presented with that choice, I couldn't go with anything else.
Wow.
Do you have a stage name?
I do, and it's a little funny.
What is it?
It's called the Blue-Eyed White Dragon.
Wow.
The Blue-Eyed White Dragon. I love it.
That paired with that walkout theme song.
Coming out to home.
Yes.
Kanye West would be crazy.
I love that. I love that. Can we watch the game? I'm sorry. Can we watch the match, the fight, at any point on Saturday?
You can. It's going to be streamed on ESPN. I'm not exactly sure of the details. I've just been focused on training. And
That's fair. You have bigger things.
No, you're gonna show up and you're gonna beat some behind. Brendan, this show you can manifest. I don't know if you knew that. This camera right here, camera 10. All right.
Oh wow,
this
the dramatic edit.
Where you manifest. So tell us your biggest dream, and it will come true.
My biggest dream is that I put on a great fight and that I win and I come home and I get to live the rest of my life with my beautiful girlfriend.
Hey.
And I get to tell my kids that I beat the son of the greatest boxer in the world.
Wow, that was a good intention.
Wait, so who's his dad? I'm sorry, I'm not in.
No, Manny Pacquiao. It's the son of Manny Pacquiao.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
He's not fighting Manny
Guys,
Pacquiao.
I know. Well, I know.
Not that you couldn't.
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao. Yeah.
Pacquiao. Okay. See, I know a little about the boxing world. You know, the only reason I would know that you're a boxer is because you have a little bit of a mark right here.
Oh, you saw that?
A little bit, and then you have a tiny bit, but it actually looks really good. What is it? The cauliflower ear?
Oh. See, I get that all the time. I've just got some weird ears. But you're right, I do have a little bit of a shiner from the training. I've been putting Neosporin on it. I want to get rid of it before the fight because I don't want him to see it.
That's good. So did the kids say anything whenever you went to school with that?
They have seen it, and to those students who are observant and they see my bruises, I let them in on the inside knowledge. I tell them that, yeah, I've been training for a boxing match. And then it pretty much just stops right there. They think it's cool. They give me a handshake and we move on with the day.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a great fight.
Dragon?
I'm loving that. Walking out to Kanye.
That is so cool.
It's going to be fantastic. The fight this Saturday, it's going to be on ESPN. It's going to be out in California, man. When are you flying out?
I think it's early morning on Thursday, so tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, safe travels to California, man. Good luck with the fight. Whenever
We're
you win,
so excited.
If you win, do you get like a belt?
I don't know. I've just been focused.
Well, whatever it is you do win, because you are going to win, we're going to treat it as a win. You got to bring it back on the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You would have me back?
Yeah, of course we're having you back.
What do you mean?
See her right there? She's the one that makes it happen. We're going to have you back. Look, you got the thumbs up. She normally gives me the thumbs down. You got the thumbs up.
We asked for the blue-eyed white dragon.
Yeah, you'll know exactly who. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much.
Exactly
I
right.
can tell you why they call me the blue-eyed white dragon.
What is? No, tell us now.
Well, my brothers used to always watch this show called Yu-Gi-Oh, and I guess it's like Pokemon, if you know.
Yeah,
that's a little easier to know. It's like the main characters. See, this is where it gets interesting because I never really watched it, but my brothers watch this thing. The main characters main weapon is the blue-eyed white dragon, and I always thought that was the coolest name in the world. And so then when I'm training, I was an English teacher, right? I got a little bit out of shape. I started eating quite a bit, and I would work out and lift and do my runs every week, but I was a little out of shape when I got into the camp, and just whenever I would train, I'd feel myself get a little bit stronger, and I'd remember that movie with Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, of course.
And I'd think, you know, the dragon's coming back.
Yeah.
There you go.
So then I kind of just made the connection, the coolest sounding name, Blue-Eyed White Dragon, and that kind of feeling that I'm getting stronger. I just felt like I had to go with it. And, you know, obviously.
The blue eyes.
I was saying.
Yeah. It talks. All right, thank you so much, Brendan, for coming.
Brendan, we love
Appreciate it, and we're gonna have you back.
Yes.
Good luck with the rest of the school.
Yeah.
But most importantly, good luck.
Congratulations,
Fight.
man.
That is
all right.
sick.
We'll see you on Saturday.
All right.
All right.
We will be right back after this break.
Yes.
Welcome back to
Yeah.
Chicago.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Conversation's already started.
Yeah.
Well, fill us in what you guys were talking about.
Yeah, we
guys go way back.
Apparently, yeah, within a very interesting way, which is an off-camera conversation. This is actually really cool. If you've been looking for a new, unique, very cool way to explore Chicago, there's this new app. I mean, I feel like all of us are. A new app gaining a lot of popularity with younger residents, which is interesting. We're going to talk with its founder and CEO. This is Alec Gatz. Alec, thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate you.
I'm grateful to be here.
Of course. Tell us a little bit about, first of all, what is the app called, and tell us sort of what separates it from the other apps.
Yeah, great question. So our platform is called EMPO.
Yeah.
Over the course of the last year and a half here, we've actually become the fastest growing city discovery app in Chicago. So we have over 75,000 people in our city who are using it to choose what restaurants to go to every single day. And our value proposition is actually very simple. You know, as you guys know, Chicago is one of the greatest cities on earth. You know, we can all vouch for that. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of things happening every single day. These are like restaurant specials, bar deals, live music, sporting events, theater events, you know, what have you. We ran case studies in Chicago, and we learned that the average person between 23 and 38, given 15 minutes to navigate the internet on their phone, knew less than half of 1% of what was happening in our city on a daily basis, right? So like removing ourselves from that for a moment, like, you know, we live in the third largest market in the most prosperous nation ever, in the most technically advanced moment ever. And those of us who are on our phones all day, every day, are missing out on it at a 99% clip. So I partnered with a Google guy and we built EMPO, and EMPO displays 85 to 95% of things happening every single day with concise and comprehensive detail, and the feed is unique to you, kind of like your Instagram or your TikTok.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's city discovery for the digital native. And we've grown rapidly here in Chicago.
I'm downloading this as soon as we're done with this segment.
How does it work? Is it like a subscription, or do you just download it and it's a one-time, like, there it is?
No, totally free. Anybody can download it.
Love that.
It allows you to experience your city to its maximum capacity, as we all should.
Okay, so I feel like, you know, everyone out there has an idea. You run into somebody on the street, you're going to bump into someone that's got an idea. Oh, I got the best idea for an app. There's a giant difference between having an idea for an app and actually making it come alive and letting people use it. What was that journey like for you, saying, okay, we're not just going to come up with this plan, we're actually going to make it a reality?
Yeah, that's I mean, that is it, really, right there, what you just said, is there's a massive chasm between having a concept for something which you think people would enjoy and actually being able to, you know, materialize it and turn it to a business that can scale. And there's a lot of converging variables here. I mean, first and foremost, EMPO begins with less of the idea of the platform and more of a theory about how the next generation of people are interacting with their apps in general. Right? So technology is growing so rapidly. The closer that you grow up to the technology causes you to interact with it differently.
Sure.
So what we realize inside of, you know, the generation of 35 and below, they're really using the same apps every single day, right? Whether it's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, etc. And they have 3 core common variables. Like 1, you can access all the information you're looking for quickly. 2, it's very simple. And then 3, it's unique to you. So inside of city discovery, this is an area that's yet to be disrupted, yet to be won for the next generation. So we took those 3 variables and applied them to the city discovery market, and that's what won the next generation of diners. And then of course, there's so much that comes along with it too. You know, we've recruited a wonderful team, you know, it's incredibly talented people. We've raised significant capital, and just a lot of trials and tribulations, but now we're, you know, in a point where we're not only one Chicago, but now appearing to be growing rapidly.
Wow. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, you know, I love how it's I mean, right now, of course, probably, you know, the main focus is younger people because we want that immediate answer for what's going on this weekend, and we're sometimes doing things a little bit last minute.
Sure.
But also, I could see this becoming, if not already, very popular with the older generation because it's overwhelming when you're doing all this research. Okay, who do I trust online? You know, where do I go with this information, right? So are you trying to cater to them as well?
1000%. I mean, EMPO's for everybody at the end of the day, but we've just grown so rapidly within the young generation because we tailored it specifically for the way that they interact with their platforms. But EMPO represents a broader and higher level concept, which is, you know, our lives are finite. They take place in the major markets that we live in, for the most of us, and we're just missing out on them so dramatically. Like, you should be able to land in any market globally and immediately experience it like a local. EMPO's about opportunity and maximizing our moments, and that applies to everybody, not just the young generation.
I love that.
I'm sold.
I'm saying, honestly, I really am, because I feel like, you know, we're always looking for things to do around the city.
And like I said, I'm always doing it last minute.
Yeah. Well, even like, honestly, like, you know, in terms of coming up with story ideas here for the show, you know, we're kind of looking out online and seeing it, you know, I feel like there's so many people that this is valuable for. If you were going to pull up the app right now, what would be the feature that you would use? What's your favorite thing on the app?
So we actually just launched a new version of EMPO. So for the course of the last year, we ran what's called like our MVP version, which is kind of like your first version when you launch a platform to market. And that was basically to prove thesis, prove the things that I just talked to you guys about, right? And that grew rapidly, and it grew far faster than we initially anticipated. But the latest version of the app that we just recently launched, and we launched 5 new markets as well along with it, there's several things about it that I'm most excited about. The first is like the For You page is similar to your TikTok or your Instagram, where the way that you experience Chicago versus the way that I experience Chicago versus the way that you experience Chicago are all different, right? Like, we're different people, and the way that you experience your city should reflect that. So when you come into EMPO and your feed starts to learn about you, you're not only going to be able to experience Chicago the way that you want to specifically, but when you fly from Chicago to New York City and you get off the plane at JFK, you're going to be able to do New York the exact same.
Wow.
So that's what I'm very excited about, is like, you know, it's not only city discovery for the next generation of diners, but it's your feed for the real world. Yeah. Like, this should be a tool for you that you're bringing along with you whenever you go anywhere, not just your home market.
That is so awesome.
What are the other cities that this would be usable in?
Oh, well, so right now we're in Chicago, we're in New Orleans, Nashville, Austin, and Kansas City.
Cities with great things to do.
Yep, they're wonderful cities, all of them. But I mean, you know, EMPO will be ubiquitous. We're scaling nationally right now. I anticipate being in 30 markets within hopefully the next like 12 to 18 months, and then growing from there. And you know, we were obviously able to win Chicago with alacrity, and we've done well. But like, this is larger than that. Yeah, and we're looking to scale.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, is the dream, you know, all those markets stateside, is the dream to go international? If I get off on a plane and pull it up in Paris, I mean, is that kind of long-term kind of dream?
100%. I mean, when you think about it, like, we proved thesis in Chicago. If you can win in Chicago, you should be able to win anywhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, the consumers who are facing the issues that we solved in Chicago and allowed them to experience our market to its maximum capacities, and ultimately their lives to their maximum capacities, we should be able to see the same thing in London, in Paris,
love that,
so on and so forth.
Yeah, I know I keep on saying this, but it's really nice to have a platform where it's not like we just saw a picture of the bean, you know, live feed of the bean. Yeah, the bean is so fun, and so are some of these other like very 100%. Kitschy, normal spots to go to, but if you could impress someone with your city, you know, by using this app, finding something that's a little bit different, then even the better. Is there like a, you know, sometimes we have really small events that are really niche, right? 100%. Like you said. And you said it caters to what you most likely would like to see.
Absolutely.
So is there an event too small that wouldn't be on the app, or is it really inclusive?
No, I mean, it's, like I said, it's ubiquitous. Like if you're a venue in Chicago, if you're a restaurant, I mean, our membership of, you know, customers who pay for our exclusive product go from Let Us Entertain You, which is the largest hospitality group in Chicago, all the way to the Chicago White Sox, to small mom and pop places, Gene and Giorgetti's on the corner as well. So, you know, we run the gamut, and if there's anything happening in Chicago, our algorithms are going to get it, putting it on the platform, and then tailoring it unique to you.
That's why I wanted to ask, if you are sort of maybe running a local neighborhood market or something, you know, if you're not something like Let Us in Chicago, which, you know, doesn't need a ton of help, but if you're a local mom and pop market and they want to get on your app because they know people are getting on your app looking for things to do, how do you go about doing something like that?
So what's great about Empo is we do all of the work. So our systems, our algorithms are going to go basically scrape the internet similar to like something like what a ChatGPT would. And then put it on Empo for the venue. So everything that's happening in Chicago is on Empo already.
So if they're online, if they have a website or a web page or something, it'll pop up with you guys.
Precisely. And then more importantly, the feed will learn about you and be able to show Chicago to you the way that you want to experience.
Love that.
So on and so forth. Yeah.
I love this.
Alec, obviously this is really fast growing. Obviously you also have confidence in your product, but do you ever think that it would be this quick to catch on?
It's been a whirlwind, to be honest. I mean, I think the thing that we've always done at Empo that we've been very cognizant of is make sure we have a worthy endeavor. Because if you have a worthy endeavor, something that is exciting and brings purpose to your work, you know, you're kind of willing to follow it, no longer how long it takes. And that's when I've been able to keep my wonderful team who's here with me right now together, and we've been able to, you know, add new incredible members from amazing institutions. And because the objective of Empo is so much more than just a good city discovery app, like, we're missing out on our lives. And we should, we're, you know, in the stage of where we're at with technology, that should be solved. So yes, like, the growth that we've experienced has been rapid, but because, like, we're driven with purpose, it's, you know, we're going to be able to keep up with it well.
So you're busy, obviously putting together a tech company, but is there, I'm going to put you on the spot, is there a event that you've been to recently that caught you by surprise and that you only knew about because of your app?
Yes. So, I mean, of course, there's several. I'm a big lunch specials guy. So our offices are right here in River North, in the Ad Lake building. So every day around lunch, you know, we're looking for lunch specials. So I actually found a lunch special at Avli last week. That was amazing. It was a wonderful Greek place. And then I think the thing, not just for me, but that we're seeing users interact with incredibly frequently right now, specifically in Chicago as we approach the holidays, is there's so many pop-ups in Chicago.
Sure.
You know, that's the thing that's like really gripped the young generation right now. They live in an experience economy, man. You're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, you get so much FOMO. Now you want to be able to experience the city to its maximum capacity. So all of the pop-ups that are happening and anything kind of like holiday centered is obviously what's doing great on the platform right now.
Obviously, you know, before we let you go, we want to break down how to find the app for people. I just typed in. Yep. Is this it? So I typed in Empo, E-M-P-O, right? On my, so that in the app search on your phone, 2 came up. Empo and then Empo Plus.
Yeah, so
what is Empo Plus?
Yeah, so Empo, that's the user-facing version that anybody in Chicago can download, and then Empo Plus is our business product. Okay. That we sell to hospitality groups and professional sports teams and so on and so forth.
Okay, but for the average viewer at home, just the regular. Yep. So I'm gonna hit get.
Yeah, download Empo, simple, apps on your phone.
This time, it's nice to have something that's free.
Yes.
And that there's no hidden subscriptions or anything like that.
Nothing like that.
How cool. Okay, if people want to find out more about Empo, is there a social media that they can go to even to see some sneak peeks of some of the events that you guys offer?
Yeah, absolutely. Follow us on Instagram at Empo app, and then, you know, we also work with basically every major content creator in Chicago who is kind of in the foodie influencer space. The majority of them are a part of our team here at Empo, so they're going around experiencing the city every day on Instagram and showing it to people, and then showing them that they can find those, you know, amazing happenings on Empo.
Okay,
love this.
CEO and founder Alec, thank you so much
for
impressive.
Joining us. Yeah, thank you, man. This was fantastic.
Cool. I can't wait to download it and tell all my friends. And
yeah,
say, hey,
right?
I met the CEO and founder before.
Or you just download the app, don't tell anybody, and then all of a sudden you're just super knowledgeable about what's going on in the city.
And then give up your secret.
Yeah,
and then everyone downloads it. Okay, I see your I don't know. Words are hard right now.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. Well, you know what? Then we have the perfect segment for you coming up. We're going to tell you how to stop holiday table tension.
That's it.
But you don't. I've met your family. I know Brendan's family. You guys don't have table tension.
Yeah, right.
But for other people, we'll tell you how when we come back.
K&G's.
Welcome back. Just about 11:52. Obviously, the holidays are all about bringing people together, but sometimes, when you have a lot of people together, it can lead to some tension. It just happens whenever you get families and friends together. But we're going to give you a little bit of a crash course on how to stop that tension at the table before it even starts. Nip it in the bud, get rid of it. The person that's going to help us do that, Dr. Erin Parks, the Chief Clinical Officer of Equip. Doctor, thank you for taking the time. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, and happy holidays.
And happy holidays to you. So maybe for people who have families that don't fight on the holidays and maybe don't understand this concept, can you sort of explain just how holidays and bringing the family together for a lot of people can cause tension?
Yes, I feel like holidays are the perfect example of how opposites can exist at the same time. Holidays are so much fun, but also very stressful. Holidays revolve around food, which can be wonderful, but also a huge burden, certainly to the people cooking and cleaning, but also for anybody who struggles with food or their weight. They might be silently or secretly suffering while you're at the family meal together.
Okay, what about topics that you should maybe keep off the table when you're chatting with your family and friends?
Yes, I advise people to not comment on people's bodies. You're going to see people that you haven't seen in a while, so it'll be more obvious to you that they've grown taller or gone through puberty, or now they have acne, or they've gotten bigger, they've gotten smaller. Most people don't want you to comment on their bodies, and so wait until they bring it up. If they want to talk about their new diet or their exercise routine, great, they'll let you know, but don't preemptively or be uninvitedly giving comments about other people's bodies.
And it feels common sense, right? But common sense does. Not everybody has it.
Yeah, I know some families who will do that.
What is the best way? Obviously, you can't control what people do and what people say. Maybe we're on the receiving end of some of these comments. What's the best advice? I mean, it's easy to tell people, to not say those things. But if they're going to say them anyway...
If someone told me to, hey, put down the fork, put down the piece of pie, I would lose it.
Yeah. How do you respond to hearing things like that?
Yeah, and I think another common thing is as a parent, you're going to watch your relatives judge how you feed your children. You're going to let your kid be a picky eater. You're going to let your kid not finish their plate. And so talk with your family before going into the meal and say, hey, listen, if people say something and you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer Uncle Mark when he says something, or you don't have to respond to Aunt Patty when she says something about your body. Just let me handle it. And my advice is to just smile, nod, and change the subject. Bring up the local sports team, bring up the weather. There are plenty of other things to talk about.
You know, but to your point, obviously, you know, no one should ever, whether it's the Thanksgiving table or not, should ever body shame another person. I think it would probably also be fair to say, like, especially these days, maybe avoiding, like, we all know what the things are they're going to set people off. Like, if you know that you believe a thing and the person at the table believes the opposite thing, maybe we don't talk about those things.
Exactly. And I mean, at least this year we're not in the middle of an election season when we have Thanksgiving, right? So we've got that to be grateful for.
Sure.
But when somebody brings something up, you know, say, Uncle Tom, we know how you feel, and we're just here to have a good time. So let's talk about insert the name of the sports team.
Well,
Let's
that's
talk
what I was going to say. Is it a good idea? Maybe, you know what?
Scripts.
Yeah, exactly right. Like we're about 24 hours away from maybe everybody sitting down at the table. Maybe have a little sheet of paper with 5 or 6. Listen, how great are the Bears this season?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's going to get everybody on the right page. No one's going to disagree with that unless they're a Packers fan or a Lions fan. But just maybe have 5 or 6 topics that for the most part aren't going to tick everybody off.
Yes. I also worked with someone who had a mantra going into holiday meals that said, being together is more important than being right. And they used that to fight the urge every time they wanted to challenge or disagree with something that was said.
Sure.
You know what? It is a good lesson, maybe even for your kids, if they're, you know, coming on to the family get together and they're hearing some of these comments, seeing how you react probably says a lot about how they should also react in the future.
Yes. And also, when in doubt, help the person cleaning the dishes. That's always a great way to get out of a conversation, and that person's usually alone in the kitchen. So go help them out and wash some dishes.
And you know, I feel like so often, you know, we were talking about how, you know, you don't want to say things that's going to tear somebody down. Maybe get on Facebook, get on someone's Instagram, look at their life recently, and maybe find something that they're particularly proud of. Maybe they got a promotion at work. Maybe a new, you know, relationship's going well. Maybe use it as an opportunity to point out things that people are proud of at the dinner table. Maybe like use it as an opportunity to champion other people.
That's a really, really loving thing to do, to take the time to think about what would feel complimentary to the people you're with. And I also think you can have pre-conversations. So if you're going into this meal and, for instance, you know your child is struggling with depression or an eating disorder, or you know that Aunt Patty's going through a thing, well, have a phone call. Talk to your family members and say, hey, I know that my kid's going to be really picky at mealtime. Can you please not comment on what they eat? They're going through something. We can talk about it later.
All right, Erin Parks, thank you so much. Chief Clinical Officer at Equip. We appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving.
You saved a lot of people's Thanksgivings today.
Yes,
we appreciate you.
We appreciate you. We will have you back maybe towards Christmas time.
Yeah, exactly.
Always good to have reminders.
Thank you.
All right, everybody at home.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show. See you next week.